It's time for a long-term review of the AirPods Pro 2. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and it has been more than a month since the AirPods Pro 2 have hit the market. Apple did a lot of upgrades in the second generation unit, including the enhanced Find My support, adding a lanyard, adding a speaker to the case, improving the ANC, going to a new H2 chip, upping the battery life, changing charging methods, a whole lot of stuff. So in this review, I'm not going to touch on every little gritty detail, but I want to focus on the 5 things that after using these nearly every day for a month, more than a month, what has actually made a difference and what was kind of just, marketing hype. So let's go ahead and dive into the long-term review of the AirPods Pro 2. So what of the new features actually made a difference to me in actually using the AirPods Pro 2? One of the first things that I noticed that made a big difference was the new Find My capabilities. I don't lose my AirPods often, but it happens every once in a while. I'll throw them in a bag, I'll switch bags, they'll be in a pants pocket or a coat pocket, and sometimes they can get misplaced. And the ability to actually have sound come out of here is a big deal. Not only that, but the lanyard actually has been very clutch. A lot of people I'm sure aren't going to use a lanyard, and I know there was cases before that you could add a lanyard, but by keeping a lanyard on here, it just makes it easier to pull out of a bag, easier to find them, everything like that. So I've really liked having a lanyard on here and the new Find My capabilities with the speaker, using precision finding to track it down, and I can just get close enough. Like I start using precision finding, I get around and okay, well, they're probably in that backpack over there. And sure enough, it'll make this noise come out and I can hear my pocket beeping. It's kind of a small thing, but it seriously makes a big difference. I'm still very bitter that Apple hasn't added this Find My capabilities to the Apple TV remote, because that's basically just blasphemous. But yeah, Find My capabilities, huge deal here. Hey, if we could pause for just a moment. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that in order to keep this channel running, occasionally I need to do sponsor breaks with brands that I know and trust. And in this case, I need to thank my sponsor for this video, UPDF. UPDF is by far one of the best, most capable utility productivity apps that I have ever used on my iPhone and iPad. But it's not just available on iPhone and iPad. It works on Mac, including Apple Silicon, and Windows and Android devices too. You got a PDF? Cool! With UPDF, you can encrypt it, you can sign it, you can edit it, and you can even convert it thanks to built-in optical character recognition, or OCR. Just takes that PDF and then exports it in whatever format you want. Text document, a Word document, Excel, you can take images and export them out as TIFFs or JPEGs, and you can even take your whole PDF and export it as a HTML page. But here's the best part. Not only is UPDF a great app, it's available on all of Apple's platforms, but just for being an Apple Insider viewer, you can save 42% by following the exclusive link that is down below in the description and pinned in the comments. Plus, that one license will work across all the different platforms, Windows and Android included. So go ahead, try it out. Thank you again to UPDF for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to our main content. I've also been very partial to the upgraded battery life. Apple improved it from 4.5 to 6 hours, and while I think I get a little bit less than that, it's still noticeably more than before. There are some days where I'm just busy, and I'm here in the studio, I put my AirPods in, I play music, and they announce my messages so I can actually hear and keep up with things while I'm working and filming and taking photos. It's awesome, and having that battery life basically gets me through the entire day. I can pop them out while filming, but I can keep them in the rest of the time and always be notified of what's going on. So battery life, great. It's also been super useful for like weekend trips where I'm listening to a lot of stuff but don't always have access to a charger. Very, very helpful. By the way, it's not just 6 hours of battery life in the earbuds themselves. When you combine it with what's in the case, you're now up to 30 hours of total use time versus 24. 6 more hours of charge time without having to plug in is going to be great for anyone taking those long weekend trips. The third thing that stood out to me of the new AirPods Pro is the upgraded skin sensor, and Apple barely even made a mention of this, but when I was going back and forth with my wife and her AirPods, I just noticed how big of a deal this is. So basically, Apple's using the new skin sensors found on the 3rd generation AirPods in the upgraded AirPods Pro, and it's able to better differentiate between your ear and like in your pocket. And I was like on my wife's phone, and she just put her AirPods in her pocket and just kept connecting over because it thought her pocket was her ears. And it was always a frustration. It happened to me a lot with my original AirPods Pro too. So with this new 2nd generation model, being able to clearly differentiate between ears and a hand or a pocket, anything like that, has made it really nice just people to toss those around and not have to carry the case with you, but not have your phone constantly switching over to the AirPods. Again, this feels like a small thing and maybe just me, but I really like that they fixed this. Number 4 of my favorite new features that's actually made a difference, that's the improved ANC. The ANC was not bad, but I was doing a lot of compares with the AirPods Pro and they were starting to feel like they were falling behind the competition. And frankly, they were. They were out for like 3 years without a noticeable improvement to things like ANC. And Apple did improve like the audio quality a little bit, but that barely moved my needle. I was mostly excited about the upgraded ANC, and that has made a difference. Flights and everything, it definitely cuts out more background noise and it just lets me kind of focus on what I'm watching or what I'm listening to. It's spectacular ANC here. I do still think the new Bose Quiet Comforts beat them in terms of ANC, but the AirPods Pro 2 have definitely upped the bar for Apple, and these should be good for the next couple years. The last thing that I've really enjoyed about the upgraded AirPods Pro is volume control. There's a lot of ways to control your volume. You can ask Siri to do it, you can do it on your phone. If you've got an Apple Watch, you can use the digital crown. But there's just something about being able to go to your ear and just swipe up and down to control that volume that's easier and more intuitive. And it just felt missing before. Being able to control playback manually and invoking Siri or changing your ANC modes manually was good, but you just couldn't control volume. And it was such an omission on Apple's part. But now it seems like the feature's been here forever. I just need to control the volume. I can quickly slide up and down. It's been spectacular. Apple's AirPods Pro 2. They're not the cheapest in-ear wireless earbuds, but they have such a tight integration with Apple stuff, and the new version has made things so much better. If I was still looking at a discounted version of the original AirPods Pro and I needed to buy a pair, I might lean towards those because none of these are like game-changing features, but they've been really nice to have for an AirPods Pro, hardcore user. They have a lot of really nice, thoughtful upgrades that make sense, that feel like they should have been there the first time around. The new transparency mode, by the way, that can automatically block out stuff like power tools, has been great when I'm working in the wood shop. Turn on a saw and everything, and it just cuts it all out. It really is nice, and I really appreciate the stuff that Apple's done here, and I'm excited to see what Apple continues to do with software going into the future for these before we get a new model. Let me know what you guys think of the new AirPods Pro 2. If you'd like to get a set of your own, there's a link down below in the description with some deals and discounts for you. Otherwise, stay tuned. We'll get a lot more videos coming your way.